Northern Cali born and raised, real shark about that tank. We go hard up in the paint and spin them blocks, they said we can't. Talking all that tough shit, don't end up in a casket. Glock up on my hip, be the only thing that's plastic. Hit him in the belly, guarantee that boy gon' fall. It don't matter who you body, you still a ratchet.
What's cracking with the gente on YouTube, man? Thank you guys for tapping back in, showing love, showing support, all that good stuff. Don't forget to hit that like button, leave a comment down under, subscribe if you haven't already. And as you guys can see through the title and the thumbnail, man, today's topic is going to be an interesting one. It's going to be another hood profile, but it's going to be a Norteno neighborhood. And the reason I'm doing it is because I feel like Montalvan is a neighborhood that kind of can compare to upstate Sureños in San Jose as far as them being in the middle of the war zone, like dead smack in the middle of the war zone as far as Sureños go. Because for the ones who do not know, outside of San Jose or just, whatever the case may be, McLaughlin Avenue in San Jose is a Sureño stronghold. That's an area that people tend to call like Little LA or Little Mexico, whichever the case, because there's so many Sureños on McLaughlin Avenue. Yes, there are a few Norteño neighborhoods. I think I'm not going to count, but there's a few, and I say this in the most respectful way, they do not compare to the Sureños on McLaughlin. And I don't say compare as far as like not being down like them or nothing like that. I'm just saying they're just not prevalent in the area as much. But again, I don't mean that in a disrespectful way. So that, and because I also mentioned Varrio Montalvan in my San Jose Sureno neighborhood. I think it's the San Jose Sureno neighborhood video where I kind of mentioned that a Sureno neighborhood by the name of Clanton ended up taking over the apartment complex. And before you guys get mad and whatnot, I'm going to get into all that, why I said it and whatever, but that's later on. So that's, just get started. So Varrio Montalvan, to my knowledge, what information I could, get a hold of, what was told to me, was started in the early 80s, early to mid 80s. I couldn't get an exact, year, but they said early to mid 80s. It was started because I guess Montalvan was a generational apartment complex as far as families. There was generations on generations there. And I guess like there was always cholos there, like Chicanos, you know what I'm saying? But not in the sense of Norteños or Sureños. They were just Chicanos that were kicking it there and whatnot. And I guess in the 80s it's kind of when they decided that they were gonna, be under the Northern umbrella. So like I said, early to mid 80s. And then they were more known in that area for sales, if you catch my drift. They were more of like they like to slang. They were about their money basically because I don't know, I guess in those days back when they first started, there was no Sureños yet. That's what was told to me. I'm not very sure because I do know that Varrio Tamale Gangsters, a Sureño neighborhood that's right next to Montalvan, the apartments. I was told that neighborhood was started mid to late 80s, but if I'm wrong, correct me. But that's, the dates that I got. So before there was any Sureños on Tamale, Montalvan was more about their money, like I said, and which is where the indictment came. And I'm going to read a short news report from 1995, the indictment, just so you guys get a better idea of what the indictment was about and whatnot. So let me just read this real quick. So the news report is dated September 14th. Of 1995. So it goes: San Jose police arrested more than a dozen people yesterday in a crackdown on a gang that terrorized other tenants at a public housing complex. Gang members intimidated residents with blows, brandished weapons, sold drugs, and recruited children to serve as lookouts and hide weapons, officers said. Officers searched several addresses at the Montalvan complex and arrested 21 suspected gang members, 19 adults, and 2 juveniles. They were arrested for investigation of offenses ranging from probation and parole violations, theft, and sale of narcotics. More arrests were expected. The gang had been active at the apartment complex for several years, but officers had only made sporadic arrests in the area. Lieutenant Tom Brewer said investigators did not know the severity of the problem until recently when residents came forward complaining on hotlines and at community meetings. Let me catch my breath. Nah, but okay, so one thing, let me just say this, get this out the way. I don't like how the media kind of portrayed these dudes as monsters. They try to make them seem like they were just terrorizing their neighborhood and messing with the tenants and whatnot. I highly doubt that these dudes were doing to innocent people. I highly doubt it. You know what I'm saying? This is not how Raza gets down. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I highly doubt it. I don't know for sure though. I'm not gonna stamp that and say it's BS because I don't know. I wasn't even around at that time. As far as you know what I'm saying, in the streets. But yeah, man. So second though, Montalvan was always known to be a vicious neighborhood because, as I said in the beginning, yes, there were no Sureños, but later on, when the Sureños started coming around, especially Tamale right next to them, is when things started to get hot for Montalvan. It was a lot of different back and forths, you know what I'm saying? A lot of fireworks going on, if you catch my drift. Things like that, things of that nature, you know? And, but the indictment was in 95 for, it was more so for sales, like I said in the very beginning. You know what I'm saying? It was more for sales. It wasn't really about, as you guys said, it was, as you guys heard, it was more so, they said probation and parole offenses, along with theft, which that's also something that one of another northerner from the McLaughlin area ended up telling me, that they were known a lot for theft and sales. That was their big thing. I'm not calling them thieves or nothing like that. I'm just saying that was how they got their money. Like I said, they were about their money, and they're not the only ones. Everybody does it. Don't try and sit here and be like, oh, they're thieves. Like, nah, everybody hits licks. Everybody does their thing for money. So just because they were about their money though does not mean that they weren't with the business. As I said, they were a group known to be with the business because of them being dead smack in the war zone. But that indictment obviously did not help their presence in that area. As far as I know right now, and I say this respectfully, I don't say this, I'm not trying to offend anybody. You know what I'm saying? If you're from Montalvan and you watch this video, I'm just being honest. It's no longer, Varrio Montalvan is no longer, and if it is, it's like a family thing. I want to say it's not like people from Montalvan, from the neighborhood, Varrio Montalvan, do not hang out at Montalvan. And which is where I'm going to get into the whole, people got offended that I said this, right? So Montalvan is now a Sureno neighborhood by the name of Clanton. Yes, the same Clanton from LA. So I got to word this right because I don't want to offend nobody. I'm trying to keep it as respectful as possible. But the indictment happened in 95, and as I said, people were not able to move back into that apartment complex, which really hurt that neighborhood. I'm not going to sit here and tell you guys that the homies went in there guns blazing and did what they had to do, because obviously, yes, things happened where, because after the indictment, to my understanding, there was only around 7 members of Montalvan that were out free to do their thing at the apartments when everybody got locked up. For whatever reason, though, I was told those individuals became tweaks. And I don't know if this is true or not. This is secondhand information. But that's what was told to me. So nobody really took them serious. And from the years of, I guess, 95 when the indictment happened all the way until Clanton moved in the late, I want to say it was the 2010s, somewhere in the 2010s or late 2000, early 2000s. I don't know. Late. You guys catch what I'm trying to say. But yeah, so with that came that's bull, you know what I'm saying? Like they never took over this and that. Look, what I mean when I say they took over, I mean that's their area now. That's where they hang out at. You're gonna catch people from Clanton at Montalvan. If you see somebody banged out at Montalvan, it's not gonna be a northerner, and I can assure you that. Unless they're walking through there and whatnot, but I wouldn't advise it. Just being honest. But yeah, so that's what I meant by, you know what I'm saying, it got taken over. I didn't mean it in the sense where, these dudes took over, like they took it from them, like as far as they snatched it from their hands. No, I'm just saying that's now a Sureno neighborhood. As I said, Varrio Montalvan it's no longer a neighborhood there. I'm sure they still have members that, you know what I'm saying, like the OGs. There's still OGs from that area that they still, you know what I'm saying, probably keep in contact and are, you know what I'm saying, they still represent it with heart and all that good stuff. And hey, more power to you. You know what I'm saying? You did your thing already. You don't even have to be on the streets no more. But I'm just keeping it 100. But by me saying that doesn't mean I'm taking away from them, because obviously I'm making the video to give them their props for holding it down as long as they did in the area that they are now. I mean, that they were at the time. I think I covered everything. I gotta really be careful about my words, man, because again, I made this video trying to show love, not in the sense where I'm trying to, you know what I'm saying, trying to be on the fence and kind of talk smack on the low. Like, I'm not doing none of that stuff. So if you take it as that, I do apologize, but get your panties out, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, so the indictment is what mainly caused that neighborhood to die out. But hey, man, you know what I'm saying? They had their good run. From what I was told, the Northerners, they embraced, I want to say it was two brothers, full-blooded Mexican, born in Mexico, did not speak a lick of English. They were doing their thing in the late 80s and early 90s, obviously, the indictment. They were doing their thing. You know what I'm saying? They had the whole area, you know what I'm saying, with the coco. They were doing their thing, man. So they were making the money. The Northerners embraced them. The two Mexican paisanos ended up getting jumped into Montalvan. And I guess they had other brothers that were sympathizers, but still hung around with Montalvan. And which is how the indictment came to be. Just based off of, you know what I'm saying, some paisanos doing their thing, getting their money. But yeah, man, so I hope you guys liked the video. I hope you guys liked the content. If you guys did, hit that like button, leave a comment down under, subscribe if you haven't already. Let me know, man, if you got offended by anything I said, leave it in the comments. Let me know, hey, bro, you know what I'm saying, maybe you should have said this instead of that. I'm still doing I'm still learning how to do all this stuff, you know what I mean? So don't get your panties in a bunch, man. I'm trying here. I'm trying. But again, man, you know what I'm saying? Nothing but love, nothing but respect to anybody and everybody that respects me and shows me love. To the ones that don't, you know what I'm saying? I mean, I don't know, sit on your finger or something. But yeah, man, that's all I got to say. If you guys like it, let me know. Let me know if you guys like this type of content. I'll do more. Easily, you know what I'm saying? I was thinking about other neighborhoods to do too. I'll do both, you know what I'm saying? The homies and the Northerners, obviously with respect. I'll never come on here and net bang. It's not my thing. I'm not going to sit here and be like, oh, F these dudes ain't with the business. I'll give everybody their props, everybody their due diligence. But yeah, now for sure, that's all I got to say, man. Don't forget to hit that like button. Leave a comment down under. Subscribe if you haven't already. Hit that thumbs down if you didn't like it. But if you did, hit that thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't already. Let me know if you're rocking with the content again. But yeah, man, that's all I got to say. I'm tapping out. The goal is to make it out the hood and not stay in it. And I'm going to catch you guys in the next one.